Good afternoon, class, and welcome to your virtual course. My name is Dr. Araipur, and if you have a hard time pronouncing my name, you can say Dr. A. I had sent several emails regarding the course, hoping that you had a chance to explore that. Here's the home page of Canvas. I've set it up such that all you have to do, follow the numbers. Number one, there is a welcoming message. It was a 1 or 2 minute clip welcoming you to the course. I'm very happy to have you here. Then we have number 2, class philosophy, number 3, announcements, and under number 4, you have the syllabus, modules, and so on. Let's go with number 2, class philosophy.
Class philosophy. This class is a community and therefore, we all have the same objective, to learn. Online students often feel isolated, but it is vitally important to know you are not in this alone. I would like each of you to approach our online class with a great attitude and a willingness to help one another. Many problems and questions can be resolved by asking a fellow student. I am always here to help you, but I truly believe your experience will be more fruitful if you communicate with your fellow students as well. Let us work together to make this a memorable semester for each and every one of us. Course objectives. The objectives of our pre-calculus course are about exploring the relationship between advanced algebra topics and trigonometry. Pre-calculus is an informative introduction to calculus. Therefore, this course serves as a preparation for calculus. The topics covered include a review of algebra, polynomial, rational, exponential, logarithmic, and trigonometric functions, applications of trigonometry including complex numbers and vectors, systems of equations and inequalities including matrices, sequences and series, and topics from analytic geometry. Instructors' contact information. Email me via Canvas or use the email address maraeipur@lbcc.edu, and I reply from Monday to Friday within 24 hours.
Going back to the home page of Canvas. The next one is the announcements. Let me put this in student mode. You can click on the announcements right here or in the left navigation bar. These are the announcements that have been sent to you, starting with the recorded orientation. And this new one, I will update it as soon as the recording is sent to me. And there was an older recording giving you an idea what is expected of you. There were other announcements such as welcome and orientation and welcome to your virtual course. All the announcements, you can find them here and they will be emailed to you. For any reason you missed that, you can check the announcement in Canvas. Let me leave the student mode. So that's number 3. Number 4, we have the syllabus, modules. So let's look at the syllabus. You can always go back and look at a topic of interest under the syllabus. First, there's a welcoming message. Then, as you can see, there are various topics here. Because syllabi are getting larger and larger, I put them in this format so you can go to a topic of interest. First, we have the information about the course, the section number, the time that we meet. Then it's the course objective, topics that we cover. I believe students shouldn't pay for anything. That's why the text is by ultimately OpenStax and it's free. Your digital platform is by My Open Math. I'm going to refer to it as MOM. It's also free. Class calendar. There's the information about the meetings and the Zoom meeting. Every exam takes place on Saturday. On Monday of that week, you will receive an email. And again, if for any reason you missed that, you can go to announcements, which gives you the information about the exam. And it includes the password. You can take the exam anytime before the due date. But it's important to know that if you want to take it on Saturday, that it's due, you have to start no later than 8 or 9 p.m. just to be on the safe side. It expires at 11:59 p.m., which means if for any reason you start at 11, then you have only 59 minutes for an exam, which maybe you have 2 hours, okay? There is no proctorio. I believe we are all adults and we are all here to learn, okay? It is strongly advised to watch the recordings of practice test exams for success in this course. All exam reviews are recorded and can be found under the recorded practice test. Okay. And again, the exams expire at 11:59. You want to take it before that, maximum by 8 or 9 to be on the safe side. Information about the meetings, calculators, tables, formula sheet. Graphing calculators are required as a helpful learning tool for pre-calculus, but you may not be able to use them during certain exams. Free online calculators. Again, I believe students shouldn't pay for anything, and therefore you can access online calculators for free. And what you see here is a few of those that I found online, such as Desmos Scientific Calculator or Graphing Calculator. So tech support for the publisher, for campus, for Canvas, they are here. MSC, short for Math Success Center, where you can find free tutoring. And we have them on both campuses, LSE and PCC. There are other useful websites. The grading policy, we have an online homework that is worth 300 points. And you can redo the homework as many times as you want, as long as it's done before the due date. That's fine. And that should give you a chance to do well. It's worth 300 points. In the past, most students who did well, they got over 95% on their homework, which obviously helps you with the exams as well. So there are 4 exams. Each one is worth 100 points. The final, although comprehensive, and it's 300 points, is based on about 70% based on previous exams. It's a point system, and you get a total of 1,000 points. 90% or higher is an A, which means 900 points or more. 80%, that means 800 to 899 is B, so on and so forth. So at any given time, you should have an idea where you stand. Basically, there's no need for a makeup exam. If something comes up, you can come up with a proper documentation acceptable by campus, and I can give you a makeup exam. But remember, you have a whole week to take the exam. So basically, there is no need for it. You must take all the exams in order to pass the course. Your lowest grade before the final may be replaced by the final exam score if the final score is a grade of B, that means 80% or better. Homework is good, 95% or higher. And this action will result in a higher letter grade. In other words, you end up with a higher letter grade if I do those, otherwise it defeats the purpose. If you fail to take an exam, you will receive 0 point for that one. Course late work. At some assignments, you may get a late pass for them. There's a 10% penalty for that. You really don't want to do that on a normal basis, and based on my experience, those who do use the late pass, normally they don't finish the job. One thing which is very interesting and you should pay attention to is called CSULB Study 36. What it says is that we need 3 times the number of units hours per week to do it. This is a 5-unit course. We need 15 hours per week to be successful. Dropping policy, if we miss the orientation, you're already here. Do not register with the publisher immediately. Miss the first assignments or assignments due within the first week or any of the exams. Students will be dropped. Then we have websites that are useful, such as information about DSPS, financial aid. Summary steps to success. Study the PowerPoints in each module. Do your homework before the deadline under the module link. And watch the video lectures embedded in homework. Many of the homework that you do in my Open Math, each question, many of those questions, they do have some sort of a help, most of which are video lectures. Study practice tests and their solutions. Take the exam by their due date. Here's the office hours, and it's been posted at the bottom of the homepage of Canvas as well as here. There are other helpful websites such as Basic Needs Justice Scholar Program, so please check them out if you're interested. And finally, what we call Netiquette for online learning, which is pretty much the same as on-campus learning. And that is, we have to be absolutely professional and courteous. We have to use correct spelling and grammar. You're a college student, so when you write an email, for example, make sure you follow the proper spelling and grammar. Use positive tone. Follow the course discussion board guidelines. Be respectful and know where you are in cyberspace. So ultimately, it's all about respect and nothing else. Underneath, we have the calendar, everybody, which tells us the due date for the exams. A couple of assignments are due immediately. One of them we will do today, right now, right here. So we have the calendar, which pertains to the syllabus. Going back to the home page. The next thing I want to discuss is the modules. Before I do that, there are a few things I want you to pay attention to. Number one, at the bottom of the page of this homepage, you find this one, which is your office hours, which is different than this Tech Connect Zoom, where you can attend your classes. So if you click on Tech Connect Zoom, you can join the class. Don't mix them up. So under the Tech Connect Zoom, it says today, you can access the Zoom meeting for the class, whereas here is the office hours. Also, on the left navigation bar, a couple of things I want to discuss. The discussion, we have the student bios. I have mine as an example. If you'd like to put yours, please do so. Your fellow students get to know you. And if you want to respond to that, make sure you have a positive tone and you want to encourage your fellow students, okay? Frequently asked questions. When a student came up with questions that they seem general, I put them together and I put it under this forum. So please, if you have a question, consult these frequently asked questions first. If it's not answered, then ask me. I will be more than happy to answer you. And of course, I added here, for example, where do I find the exam password? This is something that happens all the time. And I'm very surprised because I explained it in the beginning and it's right here. Announcements with the exam title are emailed to students and have all the information, including the exam password. So basically under the announcements. And there is one more called Student Hangout Forum. This is not, by the way, none of this is graded, okay? And the last one is just for you if you guys want to get together, work together and help one another, okay? It's not being monitored, but please, whatever we do it with respect to each other. Absolute respect is important. We want to make sure everybody is safe and sound and feels comfortable in the class. Now I can click on the modules here or the modules on the left navigation bar. This is the left navigation bar. So let's see what we find there. Let me quickly explain to you. At the very top, it says My Open Math. This is where you go to My Open Math. Then it's recorded lecture. I'm going to explain that to you. Then week 1, 2, 3, module 1. This is module 1. And week 2 works the same way. Module 1, you have the practice test, you have the PowerPoints, and you have the key to practice test. Module 2, you have the same thing, practice test, PowerPoints for module 2, and key to practice test. So we're going to look at one of those, and then everything else become clear. As you scroll down, all of them are the same. All the modules are the same. The very last one, everybody, is about the graphing calculator. I'm going to go over that first. That's a resource. So I've put together information about the TI calculator. First and foremost, if you go to this website, you may be able to download an emulator. If it works, it will look like this. And the reason I say if it works, because I myself had a hard time making it work for various computers. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And you can give it a shot. If it works, you have access to this online calculator. However, if you look at this part, online calculators and resources, these are all online calculators for free. You can try those. And then we have TI commands and so forth. So these are information about the calculator. So that was the very last one, which is the resources. If we come up, we want to see what we see for module 1. So first we have a practice test. What I'd like you to do is to take a look at that, take about 5 minutes later on and read this. And what it does, it tells you the synopsis of what you need to know for the first exam. After you cover some homework and some PowerPoint lectures, you should be able to do 1 or 2 questions on a daily basis. If you do 1 or 2 questions, that's all, 1 or 2 questions. By the time you get to the week of exam, you're more than ready to take the exam. So first we have the practice test. Then we have the PowerPoints. And these are the PowerPoints we are going to lecture. And you have the PowerPoints with details. And after we go through the lecture, I highly recommend you watch the recordings a couple of times to master, so you know where to access those PowerPoints. By the way, if you download and you put them in slide mode, for example, you're looking at this example, it just shows the question, but not the solution. As you click next, it gives you all the steps. Back to exam one module. The third piece is the key to the practice test that was discussed. So we have the practice test, we have the PowerPoints, we have the key to those practice tests. And this one where it reads recorded lectures practice test, these are also answer to those that are recorded with details. Over here at the top, 2024, this is my YouTube channel, it's coming up, but this is the previous year. Those practice that tests that we discussed, not only the solution is given to you here, it has been recorded step by step. As you can see, it says module 1, chapter 1, module 1, chapter 2, module 2, chapter 3, and all the way to the last one. This is instruction on how to take the exam. You don't have to worry about it yet. On the week of the exam, we'll discuss that, but I highly recommend whenever you get a chance, if you want, go ahead and watch that. And these are lectures section by section from the previous semesters. Okay. So those are my YouTube channels available to you, but we are going to have new recordings. And again, when I say new recordings, right here where it says, I will put them right here when they become available. Going back to the modules. What is the top one now? That's where you get to your digital platform. Let me put this in student mode again. The very top one. So you go to Canvas. On the left navigation bar, you go to modules. And the very first one, which reads 2024 format 50, if you click on that, it says use your username password. If you have a username password for MyOpenMath, if not, you have to create an account. This is not the same account as Long Beach City or anywhere else. This is just an account for my OpenMath. So you create an account. So what happens when you create an account? Let me leave the student mode. When you create an account, then it gives you access to my OpenMath. What do we find there? Let me go over that for you. At top, you have Introduction to my OpenMath assignment. We're going to look at it in a moment. Next is the algebra review, making sure you're ready to move on. This is prior knowledge of mathematics. We have the course description again here. I want you to look at the calendar. This is the calendar that shows all your assignments. Number one, this introductory assignment at the top is due immediately, and then algebra review in a couple of days. Look at the date, for example. And by the way, you see number 4 here, I can make it number 5 or so. So I can change the number of weeks. I'm going to go back to number 4, everybody. What I want you to pay attention is this. Why are all of this homework due before exam 1? Does it mean I should wait until that day to do my homework? Absolutely not. You should do your homework on a daily basis, everybody. Which means as soon as we finish a section, you want to do the homework for that section. If you wait until the day before the exam, you will never be able to finish your homework and, more importantly, do well in the exam. Why did I put them all here? Because in the past, there have been cases that students were working during the week and they couldn't do their homework until the weekend. So I wanted to give them a break. Please do your homework on a daily basis. So then what? When we go down, just like Canvas, we see module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like Canvas. So what is module 0? I've added module 0 as resources. What do we find there? The text is there. This is the text. Based on this text, the difference is this text is easier to navigate online, but they're ultimately the same. The order by which this text is set up is different. But no matter what, both of them are really reference texts, so you don't have to worry about it too much, okay, class? So you have the text. Module 0, you have the text. How to use the late pass calendar, grade book. For example, when an assignment is done and it's past due, you can go to its grade and review it. Again, some of the free online calculators are listed here and videos to help you use it. And so module 0 is nothing but some resources. Please take a look at it, see if they can help you. If you don't need them, you don't. That's fine. Your work starts with module 1. But before we go there, let me go back up and tell you how we do the work here and why is it that with the homework, you have a chance of easily getting 100%. So starting with the first one, when you start, and this is just getting you started with my OpenMath, it says enter this number. The moment I click the box it opens up a math editor. So I'm going to put this number 10.2154. Then it says rounded to the nearest hundreds, which means 10.2. The next number is 1, because next to 1 is 5, it goes up to 2. Because when the number is 5 or larger, it goes up, otherwise it remains. The next one says divide by 0. I can't divide by 0. It's undefined. When I click on the box, it doesn't give me undefined. So I'm going to go with DNE, does not exist. The moment I submit the question, class, this registers my grade so far. You don't have to submit anything, just submit the question. So we did fine. Question 2, 1/3 is 0.3 bar. I want to answer it wrong on purpose. 0.5, submit the question. So we made a mistake with question number 2. What should we do? All you have to do, get a similar question. Get a similar question. It happened to give us the same question. The answer is 0.3 bar. So we put a bunch of 3s in there. And now if you submit the question, check marks, it gives me the point. So my point is, just if you make a mistake, big deal, get a similar question. Something comes up and I can't finish the job, I have to go and come back. So if you click done here, make sure you click done. Then it registers my grade as whatever you see up here, 15.4%. Does it remain at 15.4%? It remains if I don't come back to finish the job. And when it's past due, that would be my grade for this assignment. However, I can resume and I can do more examples. And that's the beauty of the assignments here. So if I exit, I can come back anytime I want, as long as it's before the due date, and do the work. I want to show you the algebra review for one reason and one reason only. It's the same as the other one. You get a chance to come back and do it. And I'm not going to do any questions. What I want to show you is this. Many of the questions have question help. Question help is in the form of a video. It's in the form of a written example or both. Just for the sake of argument, this is a vertical line. This slope is undefined. It doesn't have undefined, doesn't exist. And you can check mark. Okay. Submit the question. Okay. And if you have a question, you can click on written example. The point being, many of the questions, they do have help. So help in the form of a video or otherwise, it's embedded. Again, I can resume or exit. Anytime I come back, I can finish the job. Now, those two are to get us started, the introductory assignment to my Open Math and the algebra review. However, the coursework really starts as of Module 1. And when you're done with Module 1, you know what to do with the rest of it. So Module 1, you see some chapters. So if you expand Chapter 1, first you see the text. If I click on that, it brings me the text if I want to study that. Then 1.1, I have some video lessons. I've had students in the past that they just delve into the homework assignments by watching these video assignments. Then there is a video assigned, those are video lessons. Then there's a video assignment. I want to show you the video assignment is just like any other question, but it's in the form of a video. There is a video, and then there are a couple of questions. It's only a few. In this example, we have only 5 questions, only 5 questions. And after that, after you do, so we have video lessons, we have video assignment 1.1, then the actual assignment, and that one has 20 questions. Okay. So let's recap. Here's the homepage of Canvas. Following the numbers, number 1, there's a welcoming message. Number 2, there's a class philosophy. Number 3, we had the announcements. Not all of them are available to you yet. Number 4, and before we go to number 4, I mentioned that over here, we have the office hours. Over here, the Tech Connect zone is where we go to your class. We looked at the syllabus, which has the syllabus and the Excel calendar. And we looked at the modules. And before we do that, let me look at this Math Success Center, or MSC for short. This is their homepage of Canvas homepage. Math Success Center has this homepage, has a virtual front desk. It's on Discord. You can click to join the community. The services they have to offer, they have tutoring, free calculator loan program. This is a first come, first served. If you need to get a calculator from them, you can contact them. Resource library, online etiquette, net tutor, contact us. There's a free tutoring, of course. You can go in person, or you can get the help online via Zoom. Statistics tutorial, stat bootcamp, math bootcamp, math for physics, and other campus resources. So Math Success Center, you can find it on the left navigation bar. I highly recommend you look at it and see what they have to offer you. Then we have the modules. Under the modules, at the very bottom, we found the resource regarding a TI calculator. We go back. The first module here contains the practice test, PowerPoints, the key to practice test, and here we have the recorded solution to practice test step by step, as well as lecture themselves step by step. At the very top here, this is where we register with My Open Math. And when we do that through Canvas, you don't need a course ID or enrollment key. It takes you to My Open Math. At the top, you tackle Introduction to My Open Math. You finish that, you go to Algebra Review. You look at the calendar, And you make sure not to do the homework just the day before the exam, but rather on a daily basis. You see your module 0 containing many useful resources. You're going to take a look, see if you need any of them. Your work actually starts with module 1, chapter 1, section 1.1. We have some video lessons. Then we tackle video assignment. This is being graded. And the actual assignment. Normally video assignments, just a few questions. Actual assignments, by 3 to 4 times longer. So this is the synopsis of what you need to do to do well in the course. I wish you all best of luck and happy study.